Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I just start off giving all honor, glory, and praise and worship to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honor to our apostle, elders, bishops, great millstone, we will teach you the sound doctrine and strong shalom to the hopeful elect, right? You better Kadash representing Jim as Brett Cleveland, or what? To bring out an edifying lesson. I'm back, through the spirit, doing in the news, because, my phone, I got a new phone, and I ain't had no storage, but I'm doing this one on my laptop. And just going to go through a few clips and bring out some scriptures and call it a night, but just got a couple of videos. This one is regarding the solar eclipse. They said solar eclipse April 8th, 2024, right? And I'm gonna play this clip real quick so that one second. All right, let's play this clip. Just wanted to check the sound. All right, so this first clip is dealing with the solar eclipse that's supposed to happen right after Passover. Now, if you saw the map, right, let me show you the map real quick. Solar eclipse 2024 map. I'll do it like that. And then now you gotta remember they're saying for the National Guard, they're deploying the National Guard. Okay, that's first and foremost. Damn, I can't find a good picture. And let me see. But you remember, X marks the spot. You see, X marks the spot. And this is spiritual, right? This is spiritual, right? Matter of fact, let's start off with a precept. So like it. We're going through the spirit, but let's start off with a precept. What's a good one to start with? Let's start with let's see. All right, let's start. Let's see, this is second Ezra. Matter of fact, I got one we can start with. Let's go to Sirach 43, right? All right, so this is the book of Sirach and the Apocrypha, right? This is Sirach 43. And it says, let's go. Let's start at damn. Salakia. I think it was Sirach 43. I'm sure you see it. Hold up. Thought it was Sirach 43. I'm gonna get a precept to that, but I want to start with Sirach 43. It is Sirach 43. What am I tripping on? Oh, Salakia. God, I'm tired, man. I'm in the wrong chapter. I'm in 42. Shit. Yeah, this is Sirach 43, and I'm right here. This is Sirach 43. I'm gonna start at 5. Great is the Lord that made it. I'm gonna go to 6 because that's the point. Because I'll have to read up at 1. This is Sirach 43:6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. For the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name. increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven, the beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, and ornament, giving light in the highest places of the Lord. So the sun and the moon they act as signs pertaining to particular events that's going to happen on the earth. The stars and the luminaries in the sky, they act as indicators of what's coming next. Issachar and the tribes, the Gadite, I'm a Gadite, right? And in different tribes, various tribes, the Reubenites, and the various tribes will watch the stars, right? And they will watch the heavens. Shit, my grandmother used to tell me stories about my grandfather. Uh, used to, telling what I was about to say. My grandparents used to tell time by the stars. She used to tell me how when she was little, how they used to tell time by the stars. They look up and they had to tell you what season it is and what time it is and all that. Used to make medicines out of the earth or the herbs and everything. So we watch the heavens, right? The Lord, we're connected with the heavenly things, and this is how we move and connect through society and move through society. We're supposed to as a people, So the moon acts as an indicator of something that's about to happen. Whether it's a blood moon, full moon, you know what I'm saying? A blood moon, eclipse, a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse. Different signs in the heavens. Whatever you see, right? These are things that's particular to something that's about to take place. A blood moon is not normal. These different things that's happening are indications of destruction in the future. Okay, blood moon. We're not gonna be having blood moons and things like that in the kingdom, right? Now, well, as far as we know, right now, this is the National Guards deployed, right? Because they act as signs and feasts, not feasts, but they act as signs for future judgment. Okay, so this coming up, X marks the spot. I found a picture, right? Found a picture, and this is let me show you this picture right here. Matter of fact, let me do it like this, and all right, solar eclipse X marks the spot. All right, so there you go. So it says total solar eclipse, right? Make sure you can see this. Hold on. I didn't share the screen. Hold on real quick. All right, so all right, so there you have total solar eclipse in 2017 and in 2024, which is 7 years apart, which is spiritual, right? Now, which this is the 8th month. This is the 4th month. I add them together, that's 12. So everything about this is spiritual, right? Greatest duration point of 2017. So this is X marks the spot. See that? So this eclipse is going to travel a great distance. Okay, and we know X stands for what? The Y. Uh, what is this, man? All right, so the X we know it stands for Tha, right? Which is mark or sign, right? In the Hebrew alphabet. All right. Let's see. They're not giving us what we want. All right, let's see if we can find it. I wanted to show you the city, which is the X is gonna go over. This thing being stupid, man. It says in Cleveland, which we're here in Cleveland, give you a list of towns 1 minute 40 seconds. It says 3 minutes and 50 seconds in Cleveland. You know, so it's gonna last for 3 minutes and 50 seconds in Cleveland. But this is the thing: why do the National Guard need to be deployed? Okay, something big is about to happen. So I got a couple of videos. Let me show you these videos real quick. All right, let me show you these videos real quick. All right, so this is the first video, and we get back to that. I'm gonna show you this video of the National Guard, and then I'm gonna link that one with another one, and then we go to other stuff. This is
And planning is something that will be things they train for, and they are ready to go. That said, this is something that I think folks can plan for. And planning is something that will be very important. Oregon's Office of Emergency Management is leading the state's coordination efforts. They estimate 1 million people could gather to watch the eclipse. Think of it like a day with football games in both Corvallis and Eugene, or maybe the Civil War. That's obviously going to be magnified on a much bigger scale. But there's going to be people stuck in traffic. There's going to be a lot of use of cell phone networks. So we want to make sure that folks have paper maps if they're going into areas they're not familiar with, because you might not be able to rely on getting a cell signal and being able to navigate that way. To help with the influx of people, Governor Kate Brown authorized the Oregon National Guard to deploy soldiers to help. Anything from medical support to aviation support and fire support. Those are all missions that we're anticipating we may assist with, and we're more than happy to assist with these. You know, we're members of the community, and we're happy to help the citizens of Oregon. It's the kind of stuff the National Guard is prepared to handle. In the military, we train and prepare ourselves for these types of situations where we do get to respond and put our training to use. And when we get to do this real world, it absolutely is a thrill for us. We love supporting and being able to be here in Oregon and help out. There is also concern about fire danger. As it turns out, this is the kind of thing that they train for. So, they are ready to give you a list of times.
So a couple things. A couple things real quick. This is Second Esdras 15 and 17. A man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right? You can go into this executive order 10997, 10997, and it goes into a list of emergency a list of emergency things that will take place during the case of emergency, and the things that they will activate, all right, during the case of an emergency regarding food, water, shelter, finances, etc. You know what I'm saying? And that's Executive Order 10997. So the National Guard is a part of that executive order. This is why they're being deployed, all right, to do what they're doing. Now, one thing they said in this video, this first video, was that first of all, I just read on here about, it lasting for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? A certain amount of time it's going to last. So, like 3 minutes and so forth. So, they got a time clip. Let me see what it is. Hold up. Are you can hear it? You can hear it? So he not really saying shit, but the point is that got the glasses and stuff like that, and they're making a mockery in the sense of the things that's warning you of the danger that you're about to face, right? These clips are different things. They're not to be viewed as something of enjoyment, right? The scripture talking about be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, right? And Amos, right? The heathen are dismayed at them, you know. No, these signs that's in the heavens, bro, are indicators for what's to come. Not for you to go and eat popcorn and get Skittles, you know what I'm saying, and sit Indian style in the tall grass or the freshly cut grass and watch the eclipse. You see? So what I'm going to show you real quick. So the National Guard is deployed, right? And will be deployed. And let me go back to here so I can show you this other video. So that's the first clip. And hold on, that's the first clip. And this is the second clip to go with that. Now this is an actual army guy. He's actually in the military right now, and he just got activated. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Hold on. Matter of fact, okay. All right, let me play this.
Hey guys, quick update, man. What's been happening lately? So with all the solar eclipse and the stuff that's going on over there with NATO going into Ukraine, this morning I just got the email, man. I just got the email, guys. I got activated, man. I got activated, and I'm gonna put out as much information as I can about where I'm going, what I'm gonna be doing, and stuff like that. But it's classified. I had to sign an NDA and all that. So I definitely will be able to post some videos of what I'll be working on physically, where I'm gonna be at and stuff like that. But I just can't say too much. So listen, things are getting real. Whether it's for the eclipse or not, you should be preparing for what's to come. Things are not going to get better from here on in. Make sure you stock up on water and food and supplies. There's already 4 states that are saying to stock up the 3 months worth of supplies as far as food, water, and anything else that you need. So with that being said, stock up. Be ready, man. I'm ready. Like I said, I got the email. I'm headed out here shortly. I got a couple things to pack up and get ready to go. My family's gonna be well taken care of while I'm out there. It's going down, guys. Something is coming down. Something's gonna happen with the next 2 months. I'm saying 2 to 3 months. Something's gonna happen for sure. I hate to leave my family behind, but it's something I have to do. Make sure that you guys get ready. Hey guys, quick update.
You see? You know what I'm saying? How can you get ready for something you don't know? You know, see, the prophets are already ready. We're not going to have to get ready. We're already ready, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of YAHWASHI. We've been spiritually training for this war. We've been spiritually training for the things to come. We've been at war. You see, we're reaching the end of it, which is the hardest. You know, so continuing and going back to the second Esdras real quick. And 15 and I'm gonna read 17 again. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. You see, for because of their pride, the cities should be troubled and the houses should be destroyed and men should be afraid. You see, because there's no acknowledgement of YAHWASHI in the land, right? They allow it keeps everybody at a distance, which now allows sin and pollution to overtake the goodly things. Right, but because of this, it has to grow bigger in order, so it can be destroyed. And a part of this is a man not being able to enter into the next zone because you have scripture talking about the 10th part of the city fell. You see, America is divided into 10 FEMA zones, FEMA regions, and they're separated according to zones. So, and then within the cities themselves, they have zones and markers. That's why they have street names and numbers and stuff like that, because they're separated by zones. what people live here and what people live there, you know, and so forth, and what passes through this part and what passes through this part. You see, and they indicated based off the center of the cities, which would be the downtowns in each city, all right, and they pinpointed in each direction from there. You see, and let me get this preset real quick. We're just rolling through the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's in the news, you know, just in the news, a couple of things. Matter of fact, let me hold that. I'll get it here. Like it. This is Micah 5, Micah 5. Micah 5 and 10. And it shall 9, start at 9, Micah 5 and 9. Thy hand should be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies should be cut off. Right. So this what we're seeing, the immigrants, because I'm gonna show that video on that, the immigrants and all these the solar eclipse, right? Because listen, we always have solar eclipse. We just had one last I think they said it was one in between August and December. So what's so different about this one? Well, I'll tell you what's different. What's different is that we're approaching the end. What's different is that Yahawashi is on his way in. The NASA clip showed Yahawashi, or what perceived to be Yahawashi, the fathership and the chariots not floating, Salaki, entering in and coming closer into this domain. We're telling you these different things, right? So it says, let me read this. Micah 5 and 9. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thy enemies shall be cut off. It's happening because our enemies is getting ready to be cut off. That's why all these things have to happen, and they're coming to pass. And it shall come to pass in that day. What day? The day of the Lord. The day we're talking about now. The days that we're approaching. This is all part of the day of the Lord. The ultimate, the day of the actual day of the Lord is when Israel is the elect of Israel is beamed up in salvation, and the enemy is destroyed. You see, the red, white, and blue is obliterated, right, and turned into a lake of fire, and where the small has dwell over there in the land. These things wiped out, that being built back up, and this place being an example. All right, nothing perceived but dust and smoke. You know, it says, Micah 5 and 10, it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. And this is the Lord doing. He's cutting off he's about to get ready to cut off the cities, right? When you cut off the access to the different cities, you're cutting off food supply, water supply, living. Because you remember when the Slam Simic first hit, people, was that the Slam Simic? People were about going crazy about the shortage of baby formula and stuff like that. People got infants and stuff. What you gonna do? Shit, we got infants and women pregnant and all that. Well, you know, you gotta have the Lord on that day, because that's the only way we're gonna make it. So you have people, you got a shortage of that, and people, in order to continue their livelihood and feed their child, so the child won't be unalive, they travel to another state, travel to another city. Well, what's happening now? The Lord is allowing the red, white, and blue to be infiltrated, to be overtaken. Okay, and who's entering in? Like we said, and like the Spirit keeps saying, I've said it multiple times within the last weeks or so. These people that's entering in the border, who are who? Israelites. These are Israelites. These are a bunch of Israelites from different tribes, from different tribes, from various parts of the world, entering into the red, white, and blue. Listen, this is about to be something that you have never thought you would be a part of. Listen, let me show you this. So this, you just saw that the army guy said he's been activated, right? We just played that clip. He said it's real and something's going to happen between the next 2 to 3 months, right? To stock up, for planning for 3 months to stock up, because I believe, just me personally, you know, Lord willing, this happens like this, and a couple other brothers talked about it and believe. because they want to be emphasizing this solar eclipse at such a height and telling you to stock up. Because in 2000, I can't remember if it's 2008, but not 2008. I know it was because 2007 we was out of there, so it had to be around like, if y'all know who I'm talking, if y'all know what I'm talking about, the last blackout that happened on the East Coast of America, and then here in Cleveland, it was dark for a long time, you know, and there was only one place that was open, which was a McDonald's, okay, and everybody was at McDonald's, right, where we was at in the hood. Yeah, that had to make Twinsburg had to be from where we were at probably a good 40 minutes or so. You know, it's 45 minutes or so. The point is that the McDonald's was the only one that was generating power, and everybody was driving to McDonald's from the drive-through line all the way to the freeway, backed up miles on the freeway just to try to get food from McDonald's. You see, so it's gonna get bad out here, man. The army dude just said he's been activated. So why would they be, you know? So we know what's going on, man. So we're not stupid. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know, his going to that word device, his plans, his plots, right? His mind, the things that he has in store. We're not ignorant of his ways, man. We're not ignorant of what he's trying to get out of this. So this, you think this army dude that I just showed was playing? This nigga not playing? Bro, this nigga not playing. He dead ass serious. You know? And I believe, like I said, I didn't finish my thought. I believe that this solar, they're gonna use this solar eclipse, this blackout, to shut America down again. And the testing time was during the East Coast time when we all had that blackout during the East Coast. Man, look, it's gonna allow if they cut the power, man. Yo, this is where is it at? Let me go here. This is Second Esdras. And hold on, I'm gonna keep this so I get it right here. This is Second Esdras chapter man, I get it right here because I'm already right here. This is Second Esdras 16:40. Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Why is the Lord saying this? Because one, let's break it down. Oh my people, who are the people Israel, hear my word, the words which coming out of this book. Make you ready to the battle. What battle? The battle of oh, I didn't mention on this particular video, they said what? On this particular video I showed National Guards being deployed about the solar eclipse. They mentioned about as many people resembling the Civil War. You see? And that's what's coming, right? As we're going to go back to Second Esdras 15. But he said, make you ready to the battle. What battle? Civil War. Your neighbor against neighbor, friends against friends, like enemies, right? WW3, the hour of temptation. These are a part of the wars. You see? Hold on. Hold this on deck. This this precept on deck. All right, so like, why does it do that, dude? Hold on. It's a lot. I'm trying to get this. All right, so this is no, bro. Esdras 6. All right, so I got it in the GNT, but it. All right, whatever, man. So, all right, so it says, in those evils is a compound word. Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad, right? So in those bad times, be even as pilgrims on the earth. A pilgrim is a sojourner or a wanderer, or one who travels from place to place, right? That has no home, and we're going to be pilgrims in that time, right? That's why, you got to bug out bad, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't know how it's going to go, So you got some brothers going to be detained. You got some brothers, because Gotta remember, man, they still gotta come against us. They still gotta come against us and take us off the street. They still gotta come against us and slander our names. We gotta be in the news. We gotta be broadcast before the world. They gotta take our videos down and show that we're committing some fake acts of reason, like I said in the last video, that John, they declared John to be doing, which is why they sent him to the island of Patmos, right? These different things, but they didn't kill him, you know what I'm saying, or make unalive him, you know what I'm saying, because that's usually the penalty, you see. So, we're getting ready to be pilgrims on the earth, right? Let's see what that word say real quick. For the word pilgrim. I said it already, but it says a person traveling to a holy place, right? As an penitence or to discharge some vow or religious obligation or seeking more miracle or spiritual benefit, right? A traveler, you see, a foreigner, right? So a person traveling to a holy place, and that's what we're ultimately doing. We're seeking a continuous city, right? One that's coming, which is the kingdom of heaven. So you jump back. Wait, before I go back to the 2 Ezra 15, let's go to the 2 Ezra 6. The 2 Ezra 6. I got it in the GNT too. Let me read it here first. This is 2 Ezra 6. And 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. You see, suddenly meaning I brought it out a couple times. Let me get it again real quick. Because sudden means something. It means so like if I seem like I'm all over the place, I'm real tired, so bear with me. Gotta get up in 3 hours. This is sudden, right? As an adjective, happening all at once and without notice, right? Then you jump down to the point. It says sooner than expected. So suddenly, sooner than expected, right? Happening all at once, right? That's why it's going to be overwhelming. That's why people are going to be fighting friends like enemies, as it's going to say. It says in the trumpet, right? This is the trumpet. We're blowing the trumpet, the sound of war and not of feasting, right? Because there's different trumpets for different ceremonies. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they should be suddenly afraid, right? And it's going to give a literal sound too, a physical sound in this land. It's going to give a sound that this place is about to be breached, right? And it's going to give also a smaller sound, right? That's a form of that sound with Civil War. See, you think they make these movies for no reason? No, that's how the Esau prophets on the left hand side, right? I heard a clip about how they take the little people, the little ones, and they drink the life source out of them. I'm talking about, referring is red. If you know what I'm talking about, the life source that pump through our bodies and our veins. They take that, they drink it with whatever. He was saying a bunch of stuff, and then he also mentioned about the bodies. He said they're not cannibals, so they take the bodies and they sell it to these different distributors, and these people mix the little people bodies with. He said that's why they focused on every restaurant to have a form of hamburger. They focused on the restaurants pushing hamburgers. These people are sick, man. To push hamburgers and different things like that, so that they can actually infuse the bodies with them. It was all a part of the plan. One key thing he made mention was that he said they put it right in everybody's faces, and they boldly and they clearly confess it, and they're saying it wide open, and then people still don't believe that there's what they're saying to be true. You see, so they're putting it in the movies, they're putting it all over the place, and they're showing you who they are, and the people just don't believe them. You see. So the trumpet is going to be sounded and the alarm is going to go off, like a tornado alarm, like a car alarm, like a tsunami alarm, right? A warning of incoming danger. That's going to happen here. It should be happening now, because I'm about to show you something, another clip, right? So segue, because it's all connected for real. This is a clip from dealing with the inmates over there in Venezuela. Now dealing with the inmates from Venezuela, where is it at? You have an influx of individuals. All right, let me show you this real quick. All right, so it's a chick talking, a TikTok thing. And the trumpet should give a sound, which whenever
he is so concerned about Donald. So while everybody is so concerned about Donald Trump using the word bloodbath in a way that's not even threatening, maybe we should be more concerned about this bloodbath that is about to happen. Venezuela reportedly emptying its prisons, and those criminals are now entering the U.S. through our southern border. Quote, a recent Department of Homeland Security intel report received by the Border Patrol instructs agents to look for Venezuelan inmates released from entering the U.S. The report, reviewed by Breitbart Texas, indicates the Venezuelan government is purposely freeing inmates, including some convicted of murder, rape, and extortion. So I would just like to point out that when Donald Trump said that these countries are not sending their best, I'm pretty sure that this is exactly what he was talking about. So, best of luck to everyone, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Man, they should. So, you heard the lady, and you heard the newscasters, right? Which we're spiritual newscasters. As you see the program, or you see the things at the bottom, we're spiritual forecasters, right? Telling you of the incoming dangerous weather that's about to come. And it makes perfect sense if we cut the lights off after this solar eclipse or during the solar eclipse and the lights never come back on for a period of time. Because it gotta happen. Because this is just, hold on. Let me hold that and jump up. Let me see. Where is it at? Can't think for shit right now. It's in second Ezra. I know I'm in the right chapter. Let me see. The springs of water. Because the springs of water shall not run. Whew, man. Yeah, oh, that's the verse, the same verse. Salakia. That's the verse I'm about to read. Right. So because the water's not running is because it's back and it's generated by electricity. Okay. And if the lights is cut off, water can't run through homes and factories and so forth. See what I'm saying? You got the what's it, the things that turn, the turbines or whatever, that spin and generate certain things, electricity and different things, right? You got this whole system connected. So once it go down, nothing else will be able to run it, And let me get that. Let me read that, because the point is they made mention of Venezuela emptying its prisons. All right, and these individuals are coming over here as all type of gremlins, right? They're worse than the red, white, and blue gremlins because they're used to third world living conditions. They ain't got no emotions. They been gone. You see, they been gone. Even the toughest Negro in America got emotions and feelings and sympathy on certain things that happen regarding things that happen in America. These Negroes that's coming over here, they ain't got no sympathy for you Americans, man. So when they cut the lights off, you're gonna have these, bro. They just said, hold on, do I get the other video? Because they also made mention about did I get it? Hold on. Damn. Here it goes.
We're going to tell you one time, you need to leave. That's all they're going to say. Not going to say anything else. And what happens next? These squatter guys show up and knock on your door and say, we're going to tell you one time, you need to leave. That's all they're going to say. Not going to say anything else. And what happens next? These squatters will wake up in the middle of the night with a tap on their shoulder. And as soon as they open their eyes, there's going to be 2 or 3 guys in ski masks. And one guy's just going to rain a crowbar down on his kneecap. Smack! And then the squatter's going to scream. And they're going to say, you've been warned. And they're going to leave. And when the cops show up, if they show up, the neighbors are all going to say, we didn't see anything. That's where we're heading because of the laws they're passing, because the police are defending the criminals. And now you got this crazy story, which we'll get into as well in a minute, of the illegal immigrant criminal alien saying, here's how you steal homes from people in America, land invasion. That one's particularly disturbing because of the way he was saying it, in my opinion. He was angry.
And he was serious about it. He was like, this is how we go get places to live in the U.S. We just steal them.
That video's worth watching. That's nuts.
When civilizations stop respecting property rights, this is what you get.
So, yeah, man. So that's the part linking with the Venezuela immigrants and any other immigrants. You also have Chinese immigrants and so forth. But the point is that this country right now is being invaded. It's being invaded. It's being invaded, man. And you not gonna see it coming. Because these people are being able, there is so many coming in that they're being able to be disguised amongst you. That's why this all was purposely designed. America being a melting pot was a part of that design and part of that plan. So that when they come in and flood in, they look just like everybody else. It's unrecognizable until you stab you in your damn neck and take your wife and children and take you home. They just said on the video that I just played that he said, I don't know what video they're referring to, but it's a video going around referring to somebody that recorded them talking about how easy it is to get living in America coming over across the border. They just take it. You got people that look, I ain't gonna like probably like last month, a van rolled past my house. You know what I'm saying? They saw my lights on, they had tinted windows, and they saw my lights on, they slowed, they backed, they turned around, went back the other way, and then they came back again past my house again. I'm like, what? So I'm walking back down the driveway. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? And then they when they was about to come back this way, they don't know that I'm watching them the whole time, and they're creeping up. You know, they're creeping up. And then they get to a certain point by my neighbor house and they stop before they get to my driveway because my lights are shining down my driveway. So when they see me walking, right, I turn my lights off because I'm like, hold on, I don't want them to, you know what I'm saying? But when I walk towards the driveway, when they saw the light come on and I walked towards the end of the driveway, they drove off and never seen them again. So that could have been migrants, or it could have been whatever, man. The point is that even if they wasn't migrants, the Lord is stirring. This is the Most High, YAHWASHI, stirring the minds of the people. So this is 2nd Ezra, continuing in 2nd Ezra 6 and 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And this got my heart pumping, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't really know where you fall. You just pray that your lot is amongst the righteous. You just pray that YAHWASHI, you know, you keep doing what you got to do for the Lord, and that he cover you in that day, because you don't know how this is going to go. We're reaching that time. We don't be faint-hearted though, but you know, trust in the Lord. But it's a scary thing because the Lord is the one bringing it. We know the terror of the Lord and the judgment of the Lord. We know how crazy, bro. Listen, bro. 24. At that time shall friends fight one another against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. You see, whosoever remaining from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world. And this is what's coming, the end of an eon, which is an age, the end of 2nd Ezra 6, the end of Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The world is talking about Esau's domain, man, his reign, his heaven. But first, these things first must come to pass. The hour of temptation. That's a part of what John saw. Like, I didn't bring it out last video, but you know, this is what John saw, and this is friends fighting friends like enemies. Why? Because the lack thereof. When you have, it said the hours, the water shall, let me read that part, of the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. 3 hours was symbolic for, well, I'm not saying this is the breakdown, but I'm saying it's so spiritually connected. It's spiritual how they're talking about 3 months, stock up for food for 3 months, right? And then how the scriptures say 3 hours. It could be possibly 3 months. Bro, the Lord can have it where in 3 months there is no light. And then lights come back on, but in the process of those 3 months, you had to have candles. You had to, man, come on, man. The Lord can do that. He did it in Egypt. He turned the lights off in Egypt, man. Before we go back to that 2 Esdras 15, let's go to that real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 17. Right? Wisdom of Solomon 17. It says, let's start at 3. Let's start at 1. For great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness and fettered with the bonds of a long night, laid their exile from the eternal providence. Right. And the people are about to be prisoners of darkness. You see, their minds are already dark, gross darkness, the people, but they're about to be in a physical darkness, the whole entire red, white, and blue. It says, instead, like verse 3, for while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, right? Because everybody is pretending, right? The scriptures talking about Isaiah, right? That fearfulness have surprised Isaiah, what's it, 33 and 14, I believe, right? If a brother know what I'm talking about, you can put it on a comment board about Rashad. If not, it's cool. Isaiah 33 and 14, faithfulness have surprised the hypocrites, right? Hypocrite going into the word actor, right? So fearfulness is going to surprise all the ones that were pretending. That's the ones that's what? In their secret sins. They're hiding, all right, their sins by trying to be a good guy. It says they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished and troubled with strange apparitions. And the Lord is going to allow those thoughts that they're hiding to manifest themselves in the physical. The spirits are going to manifest the deepest sins and the deepest thoughts, the deepest things that they're on is going to manifest before them, and they're going to be consumed by their own thoughts. That Lord said, how can you hide your sins before him and the angels? The Lord is the judge in 2 Esdras 16. He said, your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. You see, women that, you know, it's going to be all type of stuff happening. Women getting seized, you know what I mean by seized, graped, and like with GRAP, you know, ED, you know, bro, strange apparitions. You know, you cut the lights off and the chairs right there. You know the chair right there, but you cut the lights off, it's like a whole person standing there. It's gonna be strange apparitions. It's gonna be spirits at a high level going back and forth, tormenting everybody, man. For neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear. Woo! Meaning they backed up. They was hearing stuff. They hearing water drop and they jumping and they move into a corner. The Lord is saying, not even the corner that they backed into where they felt secure. You know, you feel secure when you go into something, you know, nothing can come from behind you, right? It says, for neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear, but noises as of waters falling down sounded about them, and said visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances. No power of the fire might give them light, neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night. If the Lord is saying this about the first Egypt, the scriptures talk about how this Egypt And this deliverance is not going to even be talked about no more, because the deliverance from America is going to be even greater than this. So you think if the Lord did this great, he said it's going, I'm going to keep reading. It talk about as a thick darkness to the point that you can feel it. Come on, man. You think the Lord not going to do that here again? And that was, it says of that night. How long of that night? The Lord willing, these people, like the videos I just played, a couple of videos I just played, a couple of them said 3 months. I just read the scripture in 2 Corinthians 6, just spiritually extrapolating, right? This is not the breakdown, so I don't want you to think this is the breakdown, but just spiritually trying to make the connections about the scriptures that said in 2 Corinthians 6 about in 3 hours the water should not run. They're talking about in 3 months, man, 2 to 3 months. So Lord willing, it do play out like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just me hoping as a man of the Lord that it do play out like that, man. You know, so everybody faith, whether you true to the game or you faking it, man. Fearfulness should have surprised the hypocrites, like I said. You know, got people in Israel too that are pretending to be about this thing. And Lord willing, I'm not a pretender. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, I endure to the end. It says, no power of the fire. Let me keep reading verse 6, Wisdom of Solomon 17:6. Only there appear unto them a fire kindled of itself, very dreadful, for being much terrified. They thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not. As for the illusions of art, magic, they were put down, and their wanting in their salaki, and their wanting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace. See, they're gonna wish they were abounding in Yahawah's grace during that time, his wisdom. Because Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times. You don't got the wisdom, knowledge of these scriptures, you're not gonna be able to be stable. You're gonna fall victim. You're gonna fight your friends. Like you're gonna fall victim to the things that's gonna happen in that day. You see, in the art of illusions of art, it says, as for the illusions of art, magic, they were put down. And like it says in Isaiah 47, go to your stargazers and prognosticators and monthly prognosticators and see if they save thee. No left-hand energy is going to save you in that day. They're going to come against you. They're going to torment you, and they're going to kill. They're going to unalive you. They're going to work for the Lord at fullness against you instead of for you in that time. See, call upon them, see if they help you, but they're not going to help you. They're not going to hear you because they work for the Lord. They work for Yahawah. You see, YAHAWASHI, they don't work for you. It says, for though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being verse 8, Wisdom Solid 17:8, for they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear, worthy to be laughed at. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that pass by and hissing of serpents, they died for fear, denying that they saw the air which could of no side be avoided. For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasted grievous things. For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the secures which reason offered. Right, like it said they heard the hissing, serpents and beasts walking past. You're gonna have beasts out of the zoos and different things, out of the rainforest and out of jungles and woods. That's gonna enter into the cities because it's gonna be dark, and they're gonna be looking for food. And you're gonna be the food. You're gonna be the hunted in that day. You know what I'm saying? This is jumping down to 17. 16. So then whosoever there fell down as straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars. Right. And this darkness is gonna be like a prison when they cut the lights out. For whether he were husband or shepherd or laborer in the field, he was overtaken and endured that necessity which could not be avoided. for they were all bound with one chain of darkness. Whether it were a whistling wind or a melodious noise of birds among the spreading branches, or a pleasing fall of water running violently, or a terrible sound of stones cast down, or a running that could not be seen of skipping beats, or a roaring voice of most savage wild beasts, or a rebounding echo from the hollow mountains, these things made them to swoon for fear. And it said men died of fear. The scripture talk about man's hearts failing them for fear. You know, people having heart attacks for the things that this is about to happen all over again, man. Nothing new under the sun. The Lord said he required which is past. For the whole world shined with clear light, and none were hindered in their labor. Yeah, over them only was spread in heavy night an image of that darkness which shall afterwards receive them, but yet were they unto themselves more grievous than the darkness. Yeah, so it's so dark that you can feel it, man. You know, so this is what's coming again. You know, and we just know 3 hours is a period of time, you know, in which the waters are not going to run. Whether it's 3 months, whether it's 5 months, whether it's 2 years, whatever. Right? We just know, like the prophecy just said in 2 Ezra 6, that the water is going to stop because there's not going to be no electrical grid. They're going to shut the grid. All right. And it all makes sense. And it's perfect timing to shut the grid because you have immigrants here now. You have a influx of thousands, of hundreds of thousands, not just thousands, hundreds of thousands of immigrants from Haiti, Venezuela, Mexico, China, you know, all over the world, man. You know, Iran, they talk about Iran, you know, they bringing in people from so-called Middle East, you know. So it's about to get bad. So closing out, going back to let me see if I got all my videos. And I want this to be an hour, but it's all good. Yeah, this one.
Really, so friends fight. The fact that they're telling people that they need to stock up on food supplies for 3 months, for a 3-month time period, or 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of a total solar eclipse. And a lot of people could be like, oh, well, that's just because they're a small town. Like, really? They need numerous military personnel for a small town. Do you know how many small towns have actually been in the totality path in the past? A lot. I don't know about you, but this just screams EMP. Supposedly, according to Country data scientists for solar power forecaster Solcast, most of the continental U.S. will experience a significant drop in solar generation. Kind of ironic that just last year, the U.S. and Mexico had a proposition to ban solar panels. But supposedly, ironically, in Texas, as if nothing else has happened in Texas in the past year, will be heavily impacted by the effects of the eclipse. Solcast projections suggest that, should the skies be clear that day, because the eclipse will occur in the middle of the day, ERCOT solar production will suddenly drop from nearly 15,000 megawatts to around 1,000 megawatts before returning to normal, or supposedly returning to normal. And estimates that the overall loss to the grid will be 11.7% of its total daily solar generation. And even in New York, the power grid is expected to peak at just 3,500 megawatts before falling to less than 250 fucking megawatts. Oh, so every single major city that has a whole bunch of migrants that entered their city here in the last 6 months. And when I say a whole bunch of migrants, I mean over 10 million migrants, undocumented, by the way. But they passed that border bill right in time, didn't they? I'm just saying, I try to open people's eyes as to what could be coming, including the SMART cities. And our country, the United States, quite literally relies on a 70-year-old fucking electrical grid. But yeah, we have the technology to make it back to the moon all of a sudden, right? Get in touch with your motherfucking reality, people. Because whether or not you want it to, a big change is coming. And some officials in those states have already issued disaster declarations ahead of the event, and some schools have decided to close. Because that's totally happened during a solar eclipse before in the United States, right? I'm sure it doesn't help that days after this eclipse, there just so happens to be 2 specific broods of cicadas that haven't managed to emerge since 1803, okay? Emerging directly in the path of the solar eclipse. If that doesn't sound biblical, I don't really know what does. And see, that's the hidden truth inside the Bible, okay? Because the Bible is just a facade of what religion really is. And do know, all religions tie into each other. So you can stop looking forward to a fucking rapture. There will be a return, but probably just not in the sense of which you'd like to find appealing. Project Bluebeam is going to be a hell of a fucking event, people.
Yeah, I see. That's my first time. That's my first time. Actually, my first time finishing that video. You know, but dude was on point. You know what I'm saying? He was on point. You could tell he watched the Prophets. He might be a Jake. You know what I'm saying? Because he was on point. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that's what it's going. That's everything I just said. This is my first time watching it. I didn't hear none of that before. I said. So obviously the Prophet's been telling you that is linking to this. It's linking that migrants, the solar eclipse, you know, and everything. It just makes sense for this to be the perfect time for them to cut the lights. And I'll be very surprised if they don't. I will be very surprised because you would think they wouldn't because too many people know about it. No. You have people that don't even know that what they say. Elder Mons Zaba was doing a walking tour. And he asked him something. One dude said he didn't even know. I can't remember, but you got people that don't even know about a lot of things that's going on right now. So this is people don't know what even what an EMP is. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no clue that a lot of stuff is happening, right? You know. So of course, with that being said, you know, I just pray that it happened like that, you know, because it just makes all the sense in the world. And I think that was the last video I had. I had this one, but I don't know how. I didn't fact check this, and I don't know what this guy talking about. But
the eclipse, people might be acting animalistic, is what they said inside of the Homeland Security meeting. Yeah,
so
man, come on, man.
I don't know how, you know, I didn't fact check that one, so I'm not gonna really play that one. But I'll show you the last one. You know, so these people coming here for peace. You see, that they coming here for peace. Woo, let's go, man. You know, so they're coming here for so-called peace. You know, man, this is beautiful. So going back and closing out with Second Esdras, going back to Second Esdras 15, and let's jump up this time. Let's jump up to 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. You see? And the Lord is smiting this place left and right, bro. Left and right. Anytime a fluctuation of people enters a kingdom, that kingdom falls. Because a kingdom has gates and it has boundaries, right? So illegal entering in illegally won't happen. Because if it's not accounted for the ones that's entering in, it can disrupt the system that the king has set up within his kingdom. So once that happened, which is known as an invasion, like the scriptures say, a man that have no rule over his spirit is like a city without walls. Meaning that if you don't have a bound where people can't enter in, therefore, that means that your kingdom won't last because somebody can easily infiltrate you. But if I have a bound, if I have a wall, therefore I have a line of defense, and it gives me time, if it is penetrated, to act accordingly instead of just easily being breached. And then I have my watchmen and so forth. That's how a kingdom is a part of a kingdom. You know what I'm saying? has a wall, or it has a wall of protection or a hedge around it, all right, from its enemy. So the Lord is allowing these things to happen because it's an act of war declared upon our enemies, which is Esau, Edom, the one who currently runs the world. So the Lord is bringing plagues and like these slanslamic, and they talking about the new variant. They talking about the one guy died by the bubonic plague and all these different things. These are a part of those plagues, you know, and punishments. You know, it says Second Esdras 15 and 13, they that till the ground shall mourn. Lucky for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hell and with fearful constellation. Right, because the Lord, what he's doing is he's turning the agricultural tools into war instruments, like it says in Joel. Beat your plowshares, beat your pruning hooks. You know, the Lord is turning the things you use for agriculture and tilling the ground. He's turning those things into instruments of war, because we're in a time, like it says in Ecclesiastes 3, where it's a time and place for everything, and we're in a time of war. And that's the trumpet we're blowing, the time of the ceremony of war. You know, it says 2 15 and 14, woe to the world, meaning death and destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. Not the whole world, just the eon, the particular world of Esau and the things that he has his hands on. It's gonna be death unto the earth. Right? For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. It's lucky, man. So that's the war. That's the civil war, like the guy mentioned in the video. He actually said civil war. All right. And this is what's going to happen. And then we can't forget about, how could I forget about the law that was just passed saying that immigrants can carry firearms. So this is all set up and it's about to happen. Lord willing, you better pray that, Lord willing, you are not caught up in the crossfire. For there should be sedition among men, because the Lord, this judgment that's coming, it ain't gonna be like the other judgments. These judgments that's coming, the Lord, these things are gonna be prolonged for that individual person, or whoever, whatever your judgment is. It's gonna be a prolonged period. Like, you see, like, it's not gonna just be quick, right? It's gonna be a prolonged judgment. You see, when people are dying, when people are in war, you see it all the time, and they're wounded and they're perishing, but getting ready to perish. They ask their mate to, just put a bullet, just put one in their head, so that they can have that, they can go quicker and not be tortured with the pain, the agonizing pain, and that slow death, man. But that's what's gonna happen. The Lord is gonna make you feel what's coming, man. You think, dude, I want no parts of the Lord's judgment. It says, for there should be sedition, right? And sedition means, let's just grab it real quick. We know what sedition means, but it says rebellion, uprising, revolt, right? Fictitious commotion in the state. So it's going to be commotion, a rebellion, an uprising. It says, for there should be an uprising among men. We're seeing that all throughout the country, but at a greater level, because you have everything that's happening now that we've been mentioning all night, and invading one another, right? Let's see what invading means. Invade, enter in a hostile manner. To go, come, or go into, enter violently, penetrate into as an enemy. Right? I mentioned penetrate earlier. I didn't know that I was going to say that. When you penetrate a wall, you're invading it. Make an attack on, assault. You see? So the red, white, and blue, right? The U.S. to the A is being penetrated. It's being penetrated. Okay, it's being assaulted. Is being attacked by these migrants. Okay. That was over. That was it on that invade. But it started off with enter in a hostile manner, right? And that's what you saw that last video I played when they go into the fence and everything, and fingers between the gates. I mean the grits, you know. That's crazy, bro. But so that's what sedition goes into, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, the president, or the governors of the states, nor princes, and the courses of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what we see. We're seeing the courses of that, like the guy mentioned about the immigrants saying they're gonna just, in order to get a living, they just or a place to live, they just take it. They just take it from somebody. They can go in any part of the land, anywhere, and just take it. They have no record. The one guy from New York, the officer from New York, he got mad. He was getting mad when they was arresting the Issacharites who came in over here. Some of those individuals who came here, all right, they were I think stealing people's phones, and he was selling them. You know what I'm saying? If you steal a phone, I think the cop said the dude they got $200 or so, and these are young immigrants. You know, they would steal a phone and whatever they were trying to do with the phones. You got the one and what's that? I think Italy. Migrants coming over there. I think Italy. I did a lesson on it, but they end up taking matters into their own hands. Beat up the boyfriend, made him watch them. You know, assault his girl in front of him. Seize her in front of them. Like literally made him watch them do it. Right? And then gave her back to him. And they all were young, ranging from the ages of 16 to about 19 or 20. So the point is that the course of their actions shall stand in their power. No one's going to stop anybody from why? Because the officers themselves are going to be wanting their families and themselves to be protected. So all that go out the window. A man shall desire, Salaki, yeah, a man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able. I went into this earlier. For because of their pride, the city should be troubled, the house should be destroyed, and men should be afraid, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right? Spoil their goods. I mean, with the sword can be a modern day gun, a modern day nunchucks, or whatever you use to do combat with. That's likened to the sword. You know, said ICBM missiles is likened to a sword, right? It's gonna pierce into the atmosphere, right? And it's gonna unalive individuals, man. You know, so that sword is any form of combat, any form of destruction regarding combat. Like I said, it could be a bat, right? So, Lord willing, is edifying. I think that's everything I had. Went longer than I thought, but it's all good. The Lord willing, is edifying. I have probably like a one more video, but it's all good. I don't need to play that. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty all the videos that I had. Lord willing, like I said, it's edifying, man. It's about to happen. Get ready. Lord willing, you ready? Lord willing, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's going down, man. GMS Shield of Faith. Check his Odyssey page on the solar eclipse. It's fact check. Yeah, I haven't seen that one on the Odyssey, but the water, you know what I'm saying? I'll check that out. The water, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? This is edifying, you know, get ready. You know what I'm saying? We was just really rolling through the spirit, you know what I'm saying? Had nothing planned besides the videos. And I'm checking one more time because I didn't want to miss nothing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Lord willing, is edifying. Go back if you haven't rewatched those videos that I posted on there, and Lord willing, you do what you got to do to prepare. And the only way you can prepare really is by serving YAHAWASHI. There's no physical way you can prepare. We can only do a little because we don't even know where we're gonna be. You can stock up on water, but you don't even know if we're gonna be at your house with that water. That's why all these doomsday preppers, they're really prepping. Like the Lord said, Isaiah 65, my servant shall eat, but you should be hungry. My servant shall drink, but you should be thirsty. You are really preparing those things for the Lord's elect. So just keep believing in the Lord. Keep your faith, repent. You know what I'm saying? We're at the end, brothers. Let's hold on to this last ride, you know, and as it get bumpy. But hey, that's what's required at the end. The end is always the toughest. So Lord willing, we endure to the end. And Lord willing, is edifying. Until next time, I'd like to give all honor and glory, praise and worship to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Hey, until next time, Konya Sharala. Peace to the hopeful elect. Shalom.